Hello my lovely friends, it's Margaret and it is time to nerd out about NaNoWriMo. Last NaNoWriMo video of the year, guys. I'm done with NaNoWriMo videos for this year. Now, don't worry, I will be continuing to do the occasional Writer Wednesday video. I haven't decided whether it's going to be every week or if it's going to be every other week yet. It's just going to depend on my schedule and what I can do, all of that stuff. But you will be guaranteed at least a couple of writing videos from me every month. I will be going back to my normal content that we have, like more bookish content, much more bookish content now that NaNoWriMo is over. So I am here to talk about what do you do when November is over. You've gotten to the end of November, you have gotten your 50,000 words or your 30,000 words, or you've gotten halfway through your draft, however you want to do it. You've gotten there. You've got 50,000 words of a novel. So what are your next steps? So I have 3 next steps for you guys to take once November is over. The first and most important of those steps is finish the dang novel. 50,000 words for most genres is not a complete novel. So you are going to need to continue working into December or into January, or however you want to pace yourself. But don't stop writing when November ends. Keep going, keep working towards that goal. You want to get this book written and finished. And the thing about finishing a book is it seems impossible until you do it. I can't tell you how wonderful it is to finish a draft and to realize that you have completed this project and you can actually do it. That is kind of a double-edged sword because it's a good thing, but it also can be frustrating because it's a good thing because once you finish your first draft, once you finish your first novel, you're like, oh, okay, yes, I can do this. I can finish novels. I have this. You go into that next book knowing that you can finish the novel, but also you get into the next book and you'll get stuck and you'll be like, I don't know what I'm doing. And you'll be like, but I finished the last novel. Why can't I finish this one? But that's a whole other thing. But yes, commit to finishing that novel. Commit to finishing that story. Even if you don't do anything with it, you still finished. And that is the important part, is you got yourself to the end and you will know that you can do it again. The second thing that you need to do is take a frickin' break. Noveling is hard, guys. Like any other professional, writers need downtime from their books. And once you finish a draft, you don't want to jump right back into editing unless you absolutely have to. Like if you or someone who's got a deadline and a contract, sometimes you don't get to sit back and you don't go, I'm going to take 4 to 6 weeks and let this thing stew. The thing about jumping right in is you are still so attached to it. You are still so in tune with that world and so much a part of that world that you are going to miss things. Things aren't going to stand out to you the way they do if you put it aside for a little bit. Maybe work on something else if you want to work on something else. I know I've before bribed myself with like, if I finish this book, I can start working on this book. That's kind of what we're doing right now because I've had to put one of my projects on hold to focus on finishing the draft that I was supposed to finish because that's the main goal. Because when you take that break, you can come back to that project with fresh eyes, with new energy. It just is a better experience if you give yourself a little bit of downtime, read some books, watch some Netflix, listen to some podcasts, I don't know, whatever you need to do to kind of fill that creative well back up because the creative well does need to be filled up. And the third step is obviously to revise. Listen, I'm gonna have some real talk with y'all. My least favorite part about writing is editing. I love the drafting process. I love NaNoWriMo because I'm so good at like just banging out that first draft. That's easy for me. And then editing happens. If you have someone who can look over it, you might want to ask your friends to kind of beta read it for you. You might want to look into getting a developmental editor. You want to do developmental edits before you get into the line edits because developmental edits are going to focus on your story and what's working in that. Line edits are more like individual sentences and developmental edits are the bigger picture. Beta reading is just basically they read it and they tell you what they think. They're not going to be giving you any extensive edit notes. Those are your next 3 steps when November ends. Congratulations for making it this far. I hope that you had a wonderful NaNoWriMo and that you got a lot of writing done. Don't forget that progress is progress. That the important part about NaNoWriMo is not that you actually write the 50,000 words, but that you start writing and you start making writing a habit. That's the important part about NaNoWriMo. Even if you don't necessarily win, the important part about NaNoWriMo is that you start writing, that you get that idea down onto the paper where it can actually be read by other people if you so desire to have it be read by other people. You don't have to have it be read by other people, but if you would like to have it read by other people, yeah. Anyways, I'm rambling. Sorry. Thank you so much for everyone who has been supporting me during this NaNoWriMo video series. I hope my videos helped you guys. I hope that it gave you some things to think about and encouraged you in your writing journey. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also hit that subscribe video. I make videos 2 to 3 times a week about books and writing, and I would love to see your lovely face here on a regular basis. If you would like more of my bookish musings, then you could find me on Instagram and Twitter. Those are both at the word nerd with a 3 in nerd instead of the E. That's it for now, my friends. I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!